Hey, welcome back. It's George with Catlin Creations. I'm going to show you a bit of an update on the studio. I know I've made a ton of posts about it because at the moment I'm fixating on it, but I think it's coming out pretty awesome, and I just wanted to show an update. So for one, siding. We have pine siding from Man's Lumber and Tree. He's trading me some work that I do with him. I do videos and photo and etc. for him. So he's trading me a couple months worth of work, and he sided the entire shed. He dropped off a bunch of siding, which I'll show some footage of the delivery. He's been an awesome partner in general. I've been working with him for a while, and he's been one of the kindest guys ever, and he offered to do a trade deal. So we have all this siding getting put on. My brothers, Brandon and Scott, came by and helped me put on this siding for free one day as a surprise for me. So the siding on the front was all them. I did do some siding on the side. It's not as pretty, but I'll show you a shot of that. I'm midway through the process on my own again, which is quite fun, and it's actually quite difficult, but let's see some progress. As you can see, this is the worst looking wall because I'm the one that's doing it, but you know, learning progress. Let's keep going. I didn't get a chance to record me doing it because it was just me, and it's a little hard to balance siding and recording at the same time. I probably could have done it. I was lazy. So we're working on it right now, just so you have an update of the way it's gonna look. Trimming and the door is gonna be matte black. So in all of this framing that's going around the windows and around the top. So imagine all that to be matte black, and everything else is gonna look like this, but a little bit more orange, because we are gonna spray on a lacquer eventually. We're gonna let it dry for a year or two on here and then spray on a lacquer. So it's not gonna be the prettiest immediately, but I think it looks kind of cool. This bark is also likely going to chip away. So it is gonna have a bit of a rustic look, but it's gonna become a little bit less barky as time goes. That's the official term, barky. I think it looks pretty awesome. We're working on it. It has been a labor of love, a lot of time, a lot of work, but I think it looks pretty cool, and I'll show you a little bit about what the inside looks like. Before I show you the inside, I failed to mention something that was important. My brother owns a company called Catlin's All Year Round. He came out here and, like I said, did this for free. Well, he owns a business, has not a lot of free time on his hands, so I really appreciate it. I would love it if you guys check out his page as well. He did some awesome work. He does really good landscaping. He does snow removal and just about every other service. So if you guys want to check that out. On top of that, the nails provided, this was done with a different nailer. But the nails provided for that wall, and a lot going forward, I'm just hammer and nailing it by hand. But that was all provided by Percy's Hardware. He also provided me with a line chalker and a couple other things that he helped me out with just so he could help me get the studio up and running. So I really appreciate them as well. Percy is an awesome friend of mine, and he's a client, and I do a lot of videos for him, so I really appreciate the help, and he just wanted to be part of the action. And so these are all sponsors. I'm counting them as sponsors. That's the way I decided to do it. These are all sponsors that are here helping me when they didn't have to. And I really appreciate everybody who was involved, and I appreciate everyone who wants to be involved. And I'm going to be shouting them out and updating as this process goes, because I have a lot of work to do. But now I'll show the inside because I finally did what I was supposed to do. All right, it's update time. Here is the interior. I know it doesn't look overwhelmingly pretty, but it looks a lot better than it did before. So we had our electrician come in, Nicholas Electrical, Nick. He came in with his brother-in-law, I believe his name's Camden. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry. He came in with him and they busted their butts. Nick even had a hurt ankle that was healing, and he still came in, which he didn't have to, but he came in and he worked his butt off getting this done. The electrical isn't connected to the grid yet. It is at the moment just roughed in, and then once we get walls in, which will be pine siding, well, pine boards, once we get walls in and we get the insulation in and everything, then he's gonna come back through and get everything hooked up officially, get the lights in, and make everything look pretty. But he did an awesome job. He really worked his butt off, like I said the last 3 times. We got a ton of outlets. We got an extra outlet over there that's a little bit bigger, so I can set up a charging station. So I think that's pretty awesome, because I wasn't sure how I was gonna go about that. He ran an outside light, he ran an outside outlet, which I didn't even think about, but he thought about it because he knows what he's doing. And this is going to look absolutely awesome. This is going to be my office side. I'll show you the studio side in a bit. I think it looks pretty awesome. I'll throw up a sketch on what I'm asking for it to look like here. So that's what I'm hoping it's gonna look like when the things get done. it's pretty awesome. I got all the furniture already, so I just gotta wait until everything's roughed in. I gotta wait till floors are in, and then I gotta put siding on, and we're good. But I think it's gonna look really awesome. Another shout out that I want to give, that matte black ceiling on the studio was painted by my brother-in-law Mike, who owns Top Gear Auto Care in Lewiston. Once again, another business owner came out on his free time that he doesn't really have a lot of, and came out and helped me and painted that ceiling for me, and made it a lot of a quicker process than it would have been if I had to paint it by brush. So I really appreciate him for coming out, and you guys should go check out him as well. He does some really awesome work. He's fixed my cars since I was a teenager, and I trust him so much, so go check him out. It's awesome in here. I've never expected to see this studio or this shed with electric. I never expected to see it get heated. I never expected any of this. I always thought it was just gonna be full of junk, because that's the way it was for 15 years. But we finally did it. We're working on it, and the progress is crazy to come into, and I'm so excited to see how this goes. Update, there's a company named Apollo Insulation. I reached out to them and I was like, hey, I'm working on a studio. I'm also a videographer. Would you be interested in any chance with trading some work for insulating my studio? I didn't think there would be a chance. I figured they probably wouldn't be, because I initially had someone that said they'd do it and they backed out. So I was a bit bummed out. I figured I'd check, and they immediately were like, yes, I'm in. So he came by, he appraised it, he told me how much it would take, and then we're trading videos for the work. And I think that's amazing. It's crazy the amount of people that are willing to work with me on that. Even not knowing me, they're willing to come in and take a chance and do this. And it's really become a community project, which I think is crazy. I know I say it every time and I just sound like a broken record, but it is crazy the amount of people who are in here helping, and it just blows my mind. Like, he didn't even know me. He didn't know anything about what I do, but he's coming to do insulation next Saturday. So I will have an update video on that. Today is more about the siding, well, the starting of the siding. I still have more to do. And then it's about the electric, because Nick did come through and he did great. It looks awesome here. I know right now it's just wire and boxes, but knowing what it's gonna be is incredible. Here's the little update. I think we're on a really awesome track. I'm thinking, hopefully, if all things go well, we'll be completely done by the end of June, July. Which means that when I get married, we can use the studio as a little cooling area or warming area, depending on how cold or warm it is outside. But I think it'll be really awesome. We'll get the studio all set up. We can have people come in and start taking shoots. And then we can start actually getting people in here to video on the studio side. I'm just gonna flip the camera around. All right. So here's the other side. I know you've already seen what it looks like. It doesn't look too much different. We replaced some plywood down below because it was rotting, it was old. He got the junction box over here all set, so that's gonna look pretty awesome. And then this is, I'm hoping, gonna be like a fake rock wall. So imagine like, ooh, cool rock wall, couple chairs for a podcast. But then roll down backdrops that we can slide down, and boom, we have a backdrop. I'm so hyped up for this, you have no idea. Primarily, I'm so excited to see how this area gets used and how we can get people in here to start recording and start with content. I have so many people who want to start kids channels and they don't know how to, and this will provide kind of a little space, and I feel like it will help people get started, because in the end, educational content, I feel like, needs to get better. Kids nowadays don't all have Bill Nye. They don't have all that. Now they have Mr. Drews, they have Miss Rachel, they have a couple of other people like that. And I want that to grow. I want that to get better. I want more Mr. Drews. I want more Book Fairy. I want more Kind Kids music. I want more kindness. And I think this might be a cool opportunity to do so. And I can do some badass shoots in here. Come up with an idea. I'm in. Let's do it. I'll set up a whole green screen. I'll put a green screen on this entire wall. I think it's gonna be sick. Sorry, I'm way too hyped. But yeah, here's an update. I'm so excited, and I'm gonna update you as time goes. Next up, insulation, finishing siding, and then we're gonna be on interior, and I can start working on putting walls up, and I can start working on putting floors in, and once walls and floors are in, we're good to go. We're good to go. I'm gonna start moving stuff in here, and heating's gonna come at the same time when the electrical gets connected. So we're in a good spot, and we're gonna only get in better spots. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate everybody for everything, and I love y'all. Bye.